Let me read a wonderful book I found on the Harvester's shelves." "Anything there will contain wonders, because he only buys what appeals to him, and it takes a great book to do that. I am going to learn. He will teach me, and when I come within comprehending distance of him, then we are going on together." "What an attractive place this is!" "Isn't it? I only have seen enough to understand the plan. I scarcely can wait to set my feet on earth and go into detail. Granny Moreland says that when spring comes over the hill and brings up the flowers in the big woods, she'd rather walk through them than to read Revelation. She says it gives her an idea of Heaven she can come closer realizing, and it seems more stable. You know she worries about the foundations. She can't understand what supports Heaven. But up there in Medicine Woods, the old dear gets so close her God that some day she is going to realize that her idea of Heaven there is quite as near right as marble streets and gold pillars, and vastly more probable. The day I reach that hilltop again, Heaven begins for me. Do you know the wonderful thing the Harvester did up there?" "Under the oak?" "Yes." "Carey told me. It was marvellous." "Not such a marvel as another the doctor couldn't have known. The Harvester made passing out so natural, so easy, so a part of elemental forces, that I almost have forgotten her tortured body. When I think of her now, it is to wonder if next summer I can distinguish her whisper among the leaves. Before you go, I'll take you up there and tell you what he says, and show you what he means, and you will feel it also." "What if I shouldn't go?" "What do you mean?" "Doctor Carey has offered me a splendid position in his hospital. There would be work all day instead of waiting all day in the hope of working an hour. There would be a living in it for two from the word go. There would be better air, longer life, more to be got out of it, and if I can make good, Carey's work to take up as he grows old." "Take it! Take it quickly!" cried the Girl. "Don't wait a minute. You might wear out your heart in Chicago for 20 years or forever, and not have an opportunity to do one half so much good. Take it at once." "I was waiting to learn what you and Langston would say." "He will say take it." "Then I will be too happy for words. Ruth, you have not only paid the debt, but you have brought me the greatest joy a man ever had, and there is no need to wait the ages I thought I must. He can tell in a year if I can do the work, and I know I can now, so it's all settled, if Langston agrees." "He will," said the Girl. "Let me tell him." "I wish you would," said the doctor. "I don't know just how to go at it." Then for 2 days the Harvester and Belshazzar gathered herbs and spread them on the drying trays. On the afternoon of the third, close 3, the doctor came to the door. "Langston," he said, "we have a call for you. We can't keep Ruth quiet much longer. She is tired. We want to change her bed completely. She won't allow either of us to lift her. She says we hurt her. Will you come and try it?" "You'll have to give me time to dip and rub off and get into clean clothing," he said. "I've been keeping away because I was working on time, and I smell to strangulation of stramonium and saffron." "Can't give you 10 seconds," said the doctor. "Our temper is getting brittle. We are cross as the proverbial fever patient. If you don't come at once, we will imagine you don't want to, and refuse to be moved at all." "Coming!" cried the Harvester, as he plunged his hands in the wash bowl and soused his face. A second later he appeared on the porch. "Ruth," he said, "I am steeped in the odours of the dry house. Can't you wait until I bathe and dress?" "No, I can't," said a fretful voice. "I can't endure this bed another minute." "Then let Doctor Harmon lift you. He is so fresh and clean." The Harvester glanced enviously at the shaven face and white trousers and shirt of the doctor. "I just hate fresh, clean men. I want to smell herbs. I want to put my feet in the dirt and my hands in the water." The Harvester came at a rush. He brought a big easy chair from the living room, straightened the cover, and bent above the Girl. He picked her up lightly, gently, and easing her to his body, settled in the chair. She laid her face on his shoulder and heaved a deep sigh of content. "Be careful with my back, Man," she said. "I think my spine is almost worn through." "Poor Girl!" said the Harvester. That bed should be softer." "It should not," contradicted the Girl. "It should be much harder. I'm tired of soft beds. I want to lie on the earth with my head on a root, and I wish it would rain dirt on me. I am bathed threadbare. I want to be all streaky." "I understand," said the Harvester. "Harmon, bring me a pad and pencil a minute. I must write an order for some things I want. Will you call up town and have them sent out immediately?" On the pad he wrote: "Telephone Carey to get the highest grade curled hair mattress, a new pad, and pillow, and bring them flying in the car. Call Granny and the Girl and empty the room. Clean, air, and fumigate it thoroughly. Arrange the furniture differently, and help me into the living room with Ruth." He handed the pad to the doctor. "Please attend to that," he said, and to the Girl: "Now we go on a journey. Doc, you and Molly take the corners of the rug we are on and slide us into the other room until you get this aired and freshened." In the living room the Girl took one long look at the surroundings and suddenly relaxed. She cuddled against the Harvester and lifting a tremulous white hand, drew it across his unshaven cheek. "Feels so good," she said. "I'm sick and tired of immaculate men." The Harvester laughed, tucked her feet in the cover, and held her tenderly. The Girl lay with her cheek against the rough khaki, palpitant with the excitement of being moved. "Isn't it great?" she panted. He caught the hand that had touched his cheek in a tender grip, and laughed a deep rumble of exultation that came from the depths of his heart. "There's no name for it, honey," he said, "but don't try to talk until you have a long rest. Changing positions after you have lain so long may be making unusual work for your heart. Am I hurting your back?" "No," said the Girl. "This is the first time I have been comfortable in ages. Am I tiring you?" "Yes," laughed the Harvester. "You are almost as heavy as a large sack of leaves, but not quite equal to a bridge pillar or a log. Be sure to think of that and worry considerably. You are in danger of straining my muscles to the last degree, my heart included." "Where is your heart?" whispered the Girl. "Right under your cheek," answered the Harvester. "But for Heaven's sake, don't intimate that you are taking any interest in it, or it will go to pounding until your head will bounce. It's one member of my body that I can't control where you are concerned." "I thought you didn't like me any more." "Careful!" warned the Harvester. "You are yet too close Heaven to fib like that, Ruth. What have I done to indicate that I don't love you more than ever?" "Stayed away nearly every minute for 3 awful days, and wouldn't come without being dragged, and now you're wishing they would hurry and fix that bed so you can put me down and go back to your rank old herbs again." "Well of all the black prevarications! I went when you sent me, and came when you called. I'd willingly give up my hope of what Granny calls salvation to hold you as I am for an hour, and you know it." "It's going to be much longer than that," said the Girl, nestling to him. "I ask for you because you never hurt me, and they always do. I knew you were so strong that my weight now wouldn't be a load for one of your hands, and I am not going back to that bed until I am so tired that I will be glad to lie down." For a long time she was so silent the Harvester thought her going to sleep, and having learned that for him joy was probably transient, he deliberately got all he could. He closely held the hand she had not withdrawn, and often lifted it to his lips. Sometimes he stroked the heavy braid, gently ran his hands across the tired shoulders, or eased her into a different position. There was not a doubt in his mind of one thing: he was having a royal good time, and he was thankful for the work he had set his assistants that kept them out of the room. They seemed in no hurry, and from scuffling, laughing, and a steady stream of talk, they were entertained at least. At last the Girl roused. "There is something I want to ask you," she said. "I promised Doctor Harmon I would." Instantly the heart of the Harvester gave a leap that jarred the head resting on it. "You don't like him?" questioned the Girl. "I do," declared the Harvester. "I like him immensely. There is not a fine, manly, good looking feature about him that I have missed. I don't fail to do him justice on every point." "I'm so glad! Then you will want him to remain." "Here?" asked the Harvester with a light, hot breath. "In Onabasha.